You are now witnessing episode 18 on the In This Corner podcast. We back at it again.
I'm in
Episode
Colorado.
18. It's your host, the legend Todd Finney himself. Hey man, I got some special guests in the building with me today. On the top right, I got pro boxer Mike No Joke Stewart. Mike, what's good with you?
Man, I'm just living life one day at a time, brother. You know what I mean?
That's what's up.
Yeah.
All right. And on the bottom, man, I got the guy PashminA, aka Chase. Chase, what's good?
What's up, baby? Chilling, man. I'm glad to do this with y'all. I'm glad to get this going. Like, it's gonna be good stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate you guys, coming on. We've been talking about this, going live for a minute. Here we are.
I'm glad you got me on here today, brother. Anything you want to talk about in boxing, I can tell you anything you want to hear.
All right.
This is that Delaware episode, that Delaware Maryland episode, holding it down.
Yeah,
right.
Facts.
He was the biggest, really, like, because I got into boxing, and then being from Delaware, it was like immediately I was like, well, who's like the biggest boxers in Delaware? Like you. It was it. You know what I mean? And
yeah. So after Dave Tiberi lost that fight to James Toney, I think that was 92. Yeah. Boxing went sort of dead with the professional ranks. You know what I'm saying? Now we had a lot of fighters come out of Delaware, but in the professional ranks, it sort of went dead. And then I turned pro in 96, and I just kept it going from there. You know, I went from 96 to 2002. I had 6 years in before I had my first loss. I lost a split decision to Doran Spivey on ESPN2 Friday Night Fights. He was 28-2 with 26 knockouts. And I tried to chase him around the ring and knock him out because I thought the dude was a hard puncher, but what it was, he put a lot of punches together. He threw over 1,000 punches that fight, and I kept chasing him around the ring. You know what I'm saying? And that was my mess up, but it is what it is.
Who was your hardest fight? Who was like the toughest fight you ever had?
So I fought this kid out of the Kronk Gym out in
Leonardo Tyner, my boys at the Kronk Gym.
Yeah, this dude's name was Patrick Thorne, right? And he could punch, man. He cracked. So I'm out there. I thought he was a lot bigger than me too, because I've been the same weight my whole career, right? I go out there, I'm boxing this dude, right? I'm like, man, I'm tearing his ass up. And then I throw a hook, catch him, right? I said, I'm gonna knock this dude out. I go to throw another hook. He throws a hook, catches me on my chin, right? I'm laying over the ropes on MSN. I mean, on Madison Square Garden television, right? Which would come on Comcast after the fact on CN8 and all that. And I'm like, the referee's counting. I said, what are you counting for? He said, man, you was out, dog. I was like, oh shit. So I sucked it back up and I came back and won a close decision against him. But I think any fight that I stepped in the ring with, brother, them dudes tried to kill me from day one. You know what I mean? From round one, they tried to take my head off.
Yeah. Let me we got a couple comments, so let me get in these comments real quick. All right, my guy Chris G in the building, man. For those of you who don't know Chris G, he's been going on a lot of episodes with me. Chris G is in Vegas right now. He'll be attending the plant fight, with David Benavidez. So he said, I just got back to the hotel watching now. Then we got Charles Quinta Ochi in the building. She says fire. So salute to them, for tuning in.
Yeah, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? And that boy Plant that's fighting tonight, he's originally from Tennessee, from around where I'm from.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, he's from Nashville. I'm from Columbia. I'm like 40 miles south of Nashville. My mom and my pop are from up north, but I was born in Tennessee, and they're not far from where I'm from. Matter of fact, the kid, I don't know if y'all know who that Shaq Mason is, the football player for the Patriots, but I think he went somewhere else now. His mom and his mom and uncle I grew up with since day one, same projects.
Okay.
So if you look him up, Shaq Mason, he was a all-pro football lineman for the Patriots. He won a couple Super Bowls with them. He's playing for somebody else now. They're from my same neighborhood. I mean, we're from the same hood.
Yeah, that's
You
what's
know what
up,
I'm?
man.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying I was going to ask you about that because it seems like we don't have a lot of big fighters from Tennessee. But yeah, Caleb Plant is from Nashville, so.
And so is Frankie Randall, but he passed away.
Or but when did you come to Delaware?
Well, I came to Delaware and I came up here in the 80s, late 80s, to Maryland because my pop is from Elkton, Maryland. My mom's from up North Jersey. But Frankie Randall's from Tennessee, the first one to ever beat Julio Cesar Chavez.
Yeah.
Yeah, he passed away. I was just with Aaron Snowwell. He trained Frankie, he trained Mike Tyson, he trained them all. We were just I just went up to the the Ali camp up there at Deer Lake. It was me, John Scully. There was a lot of us up there. Pito Cardona came up, Tim Witherspoon. There was a lot of us up there. You know what I'm saying?
You still talk to a lot of the guys like from the big boxers from back then that you dealt with?
I try to stay in touch with all of them. Ivan Robinson, Bernard Hopkins, all the other guys, Mike Melvin, Omar Pittman. I try to stay in Frank. I got Frank Walker from down the bottoms. All them guys I try to stay in touch with. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, when I trained in Philly, I trained at Champs, but I also trained at Schuler's. I mean, we trained all over the place. Joe Hands, Front Street. I mean, we trained with all them. You know what I'm saying? I tried to help a lot of these guys out and put them in the unions. I would try to put them in local 30 up there in Philly. If I can help them, I try to put them in the union with me. Rasheem Brown, his son just got killed. We used to train. He's from down Overbrook. His son got killed last year, but you know, I try to help all these dudes out, man. You know what I mean? A lot of guys I came up with in Philly, a lot of them have been killed or in jail, man, and that's a hard thing. You know what I'm saying?
I'm out here. I try to tell them I'm from Philly. They don't understand. It's different, bro. It's different.
Hey, look, Philly in 2020 or 2021 had 625 murders. Philly is half the size of Chicago.
Always been the toughest city, bro. I don't care what anybody.
You know what I'm saying? And like my homie Gerald Nobles, I stay in touch with him. Robert Hawkins, they were heavyweights. Gerald was one of the hardest hitting heavyweights to ever come into the ring. You know what I'm saying? And his brother got killed a while back. You know what I mean? But I talk to these dudes all the time. I like Gary Boletto from up Providence, Rhode Island. I stay in touch with him. I'm going back up there this week, so I'll be seeing him again because I'm not far from his house where we're working at. You know what I mean?
That's what's up.
Yeah. I try to stay in touch with these dudes, man. I don't, you know what I mean? If I can help them out with these unions, like Local 332 down with Sam Staten, I got a friend named Lateef Mundy, real tough kid. Lateef, he's in Local 57 though. He's in the Labors. Jerome Conquest, he's still fighting. He's in Local 332, the Labors. You know what I'm saying? Sam Staten over at 332. My main man John McCarty just retired, but they always kept me busy, man. And they always take my guys in. They always, because Tim Witherspoon, the heavyweight, he was in the local. He was in the Labor's local also. You know what I mean? So if I can't get them in the Roofers Union, I try to get them in the Labor's Union. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a shame these guys can't get more money when they're boxing, so they don't have to do all that.
Man, let me tell you something. These damn promoters, man, they're greedy, dude. They get whatever they can and take almost all of it. You know what I mean?
Boxing is a cutthroat business on the inside. I learned it with Keith. I was like watching it and stuff, just right there with it. But
man,
the higher up the promoters are just they're bad, dude. They're just bad people.
Yeah, they don't. The promoter themselves, man. They feel as they got to keep 90% of the money, I guess, to 90 to keep themselves floated. You know what I'm saying? Not all promoters are like that, and a lot of it ain't even the promoter. A lot of it might be the manager or whoever you got you as an advisor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They find
So let me tell you something. When I boxed, right, every one of my paychecks went to my management team, and my management team would pay me as an employee of a company. So they paid into my Social Security. They took all the taxes out. They did all that for me, right?
Yeah.
So I got a whole bunch of credits on my Social Security. At 45 years old, my Social Security is $4,035 a month already.
Dang.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's gonna be nice though.
Hey, you know, and I stay in touch with John Scully. He's made he. If you want to get Mike Tyson on, you get with John Scully. He can get him on. You know what I mean?
He trained with him or something before.
Nah, just Scully is around the boxing field. You know, he had a lot of pro fights himself. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The Iceman had a lot of fights. He's from up Connecticut, but he trained a lot. He also trained. He used to train Chad Dawson.
Oh yeah,
yeah. He won a couple titles with Chad. You know what I'm saying? But Scully got everybody's number. If you need any, there's a video out there with Mike Tyson saying, guy says, if you want anybody's number, how can we get it? And he says, call John Scully.
Yeah, facts. I know when I was doing all the boxing press, he was a big guy. He was always at everything.
He's at everything, brother. And so Scully, right? He was a tough fighter his damn self. He came up the rough way. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So but you know that's how it is. You know what I'm saying? That like I got who else did I run into? I stay in touch with Ivan Robinson a lot. I stay in touch with a lot of Rock and Tiger Allen. You know, their pop Nazim died, who trained Bernard.
I didn't even know Nazim died.
Yeah, Nazim died, brother. Nazim died. He you know what I'm saying? He died a few years ago, man.
And caught Margarito with the bird.
Yeah, he caught Margarito with the stuff in his hand with Shane Mosley. Shane went and knocked Margarito out. You know what I mean? But you talking about Nazim's been around he come from Richard Allen Projects, man.
That's Philly boxing like all day, like Philly boxing.
Yeah, he came up him. You got Buster down Schuler's. A lot of the old timers are gone now, though. A lot, Bowie, Dwight, Leon, they're all gone now. But you got Buster left. Brother Nazim's gone. You got Barry Howe over at Front Street. He had a lot of guys. You got the boy that Billy Briscoe, who trains Gabriel Rosado. Did Gabe win the other night or not?
I don't even know.
Nah, the fight didn't happen because Zerto came in like 12 pounds overweight, so the fight got called off, and they had one of the undercards as the main event.
Oh, okay. Because I know Gabe for a long time. I used to spar him all the time.
I didn't even know that. I went to a lot of his fights where he used to fight on your undercards and stuff.
Yeah, Gabe fought on. I know Gabe. He came back and made a lot of money. Yeah. He got on that show with Sylvester Stallone, whatever that show was.
Creed,
yeah. And, I'm happy for Gabe. I don't want to see him fight too much more, man. That dude's had a lot of tough fights, man.
Yeah, that's the thing with Gabe, man. He's a warrior. Yeah, he's been in so many big fights, but he always come up short. But the thing is, he stays getting those big fights. So
yeah, because he fights his heart out every fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep.
So Gabe, that's my man. We just did a thing. Me, Bernard Fisher, James Fisher, Sam Sedin. We just did a thing on Bowie Fisher with my main man from Jamaica. What's his name? He's on my Facebook too. I'm bad with names though. He's my main man though. George. He's got a podcast.
Oh yeah, boxing.
George Hansen.
A boxing.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got a boxing podcast. George Hansen. He's a good dude. You know what I'm saying?
Back in your day, it wasn't Creed. They had the Contender.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. That was when you started to get. I mean, that's when shit started popping for you, right? At that time.
No, I became number one contender in 2003 when I won the USBA title against Chucky T. Matter of fact, that was 20 years ago in March. This March, the 21st. I stopped him in the 8th round, but when I was with Murad in the 90s, like 99, 98, 99, 2000. I was doing pretty good. Then I went with ESPN and Russell Peltz. I was doing good then too, though. I mean, I was making more money than I knew what to do with.
I bet,
because I was fighting on the ESPN all the time. You know what I'm saying? And you know, when you're out on television like that, like I said, I had 38 fights on television, and Murad had me on television a lot also.
Yeah,
I was with Roy Jones and them. Roy Jones, I fought on the undercard with him down Biloxi, Mississippi. He fought Reggie Johnson. I just talked to Reggie.
Yeah.
Reggie didn't call. He fought Roy and lost though down in Biloxi, but Scarface was there. They was all there back then, dog. See, Scarface and Reggie Johnson from the same neighborhood.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I ain't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to reach out to Reggie and get him on your podcast.
For sure.
He was He won the world championship twice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Montel Griffith. I think Montel beat him though. I know Montel was the first one to beat Roy Jones, and that was only a couple days ago, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
when I was even into boxing, I know you used to follow it more than I do, Ty.
Yeah. Let me get in these comments real quick, man.
Do that.
Yeah, Chris G. He was talking about you, Chase. When you was talking, he was saying you was muted. Yeah. And then Chris said Nazim died, young man. He was only 54 years old.
How did he die?
He
died? Was it just like his heart, like natural causes?
I'm not sure. I gotta ask Rock and Tiger. You know what I mean?
No, that's sad because he was. I loved him. That was Philly boxing all day.
Yeah, and Rock made the Olympics. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yeah, they were.
You got to reach out to Rock and get them on your show.
Definitely, we gotta get the people from Philly and back home because we're doing this for Delaware and Maryland. You know what I mean? That's where I got into it at. That's where you got into the industry at. That's where Ty is at. You know, East Coast boxing, baby. People don't even know that Philly is a boxing city.
It's the biggest boxing city out there. Used to have a gym on every corner back in the day.
Facts. And even that thing that Mayweather do is called the Philly Shell. That's what it's called.
I know it is.
He'll say it's called the Mayweather. He'll say it's called the Mayweather Shell or something like that.
I just was with Big Pete Lod. He's married to Jackie Frazier, Joe's daughter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she fought on my undercard down here at the Kahuna way back when.
You had some big fights back home where they had a lot of. And you would do it in Maryland too. You have fights in Maryland too, right?
No, I never got to fight in Maryland as a pro. As an amateur, I did, but my brother fought in the Maryland as a pro. Not me though.
You know,
I never got to fight there as a pro. That was one of the things I always told my promoter, man. You got to try to get me in Maryland. You know what I mean? Because my whole family on my dad's side is down there. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. I did see your brother in Ocean City. I saw you.
Yeah, Ocean City. Yeah, that's right. He fought down at the convention center.
Yeah, I used to go to a lot of amateur cards there, and I went to. That's where I met Sean Porter at. I met his dad there, and I met Vinny Paz at the amateur cards. Ocean City.
Yeah, Vinny Paz gets around.
Yep.
I'm going to be back. I'll be back in Rhode Island next week. He might be around. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was like Sean Porter's first fight, I think, when I met all his people, him and his people in Maryland, in Salisbury, Maryland, because he was Fernando's undercards. Back then, Fernando was Fernando was the name, and he would fight on the undercard.
Sean Porter's from out there in Ohio. I was out there training in Ohio for a while. I was out there in Cleveland and Akron and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's from Akron, but Porter had his first fight here in Salisbury. It was back in 2008.
Oh yeah, I would see. I just came off the Contender in 2006 with that, but Sean Porter's a tough kid, man.
Oh yeah,
he beat my boy. He beat my boy Mike Jones, or no? Who'd he beat? Oh, Ray Robinson.
Yep,
he beat Ray.
Yep,
and let me tell you something,
Philly, right?
Ray's from Philly. Ray came to Rumble, man.
Mm-hmm.
Ray was a rumbler. Let me tell you something. Ray, when he came to fight, he came 10 toes down and ready to go to the coffin. You know what I mean?
Everybody from Philly and Delaware does that.
I already know. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But the problem with Delaware is you don't have enough gyms down here for guys to get involved with.
Yeah.
So you have to travel either to Baltimore or Philadelphia.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Hey, is Mac Lewis Gym still open or no?
Where's that at?
It was in Baltimore.
I'll see.
He was around forever, man.
It was like pro stuff when I got into boxing, and they had a different commission. Like nobody got along with their commission or something.
Yeah, a lot of people don't get along with the Philly commission.
That now, yeah. Well, that's true. Yeah, I mean,
with Greg Serb and all them, they never got along with him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I used to be
because Greg. See, the problem with Greg Serb is he wants every fight to be a tough fight.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? He wants every fight to be a knockdown, drag out, bloody each other up fight.
Yeah, and the way it works is they want to have pad fights. They want to have more pad fights than real fights. Usually.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. And it was, I don't know, it was rough dealing with Greg Serb. That's why.
A lot of stories about Greg Serb.
If you go on BoxRec, you can pull up people's records. Look who, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I got those up here right now.
You know what I'm saying? So you'll see on there. You know what I mean? But some of them records ain't updated.
Yeah. On BoxRec, it's pretty. BoxRec, I thought was super good.
Yeah, it is.
No, some of them ain't updated though.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah. Some of them ain't updated. I go on there all the time, and I can. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah. So let me ask you this, man. Like, how Philly got so many fighters, huge roster of fighters. Like, how come Philly don't really have no big arenas like that? I know they got the 2300. They got the Wells Fargo Center. I don't recall seeing any fights at the Wells Fargo Center, and then they got the Liquor Center. So like, how come like Philly got such a huge roster, but they don't really have no mainstream television spots? You know what I mean? 2300 is really the main arena. I know that fighters be fighting at in Philly. Yeah,
well, see, the problem with Philly is nobody wants to come down there and fight them Philly dudes. They don't want to fight them in their town. They don't, you know what I'm saying? I mean, look, a guy in Philly that got a record of say 6-12, right?
Yeah.
That dude's coming to take your head off. And look, look, the what was his name? Freddie Pendleton, right? Mm-hmm. When he left Philly, his record was like 16-20.
Yeah.
That dude came back and won a world title.
Yeah, it happens sometimes. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He came back, and that happened a lot with guys in Philly.
When you lost to him, yeah, it was a wild looking record. I remember.
No, that's what I'm saying. These guys, in Philly, it's dog eat dog out there. Thanks. And they try to fight. They beat each other up, not only in the gyms, but in the fight. Then they go fight each other. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They'll eventually have a card where they fight each other in Philly at the.
I don't know. Yeah, I heard Philly was known for that. Plus, we had Joey DeVica versus Brian Jennings, and that was a Philly versus Philly fight. I remember.
Yeah, I know BY real good.
Yeah,
that's my man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I seen B-Hop at Dover Downs, and I seen B-Hop in Texas when I went to see Virgil Ortiz versus Marius Hooker. That was on the zone. So I've been in the building with B-Hop twice, but yeah, it was a long time ago. He was at Dover Downs.
He came to my fight.
Yeah, I used to interview Bernard Hopkins for FightHype.com when I did work for them.
Yeah.
I still see Bernard around.
Hey, but he's around. He lives in Delaware, right?
Yeah, he lives in Hocassin.
Yeah. That's the thing. I'm saying, like, I always ask why, like, how come he was never like, the fights at like the Pal, but I always heard that he just, since he's a promoter, he just always going to be at those bigger cards.
I linked up with
Boy or something like that.
I linked up with a dude, right? The kid, my main man, right? His pop took care of Bernard up Graterford. His name was Noonie Mims. He was head of the JBM, a bigwig, but he ruled Graterford, right? And his son, he had his son while he was in prison. Matter of fact, he was doing life for a couple murders, right? But he took care of Bernard. And Bernard told me, he said, pull it up on what was that? 24 after, I don't know, something after 7 on ESPN.
147, yeah.
Yeah, I looked it up on Bernard talking about it and stuff. I found it on YouTube, and you know what I'm saying? Talking about Noonie Mims, Jeff Gant, Will Taylor, you know, all them, because they had a boxing program up there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So
did you ever train like with them when you were training?
I trained with Bernard Hopkins. I trained with Jeff Gant. I trained with Will Taylor, Keon Abad. He's on my Facebook. That's my main man. All them dudes, man. I trained with all of them.
But you never had to spar Bernard Hopkins, though.
Nah, I mean, because he was bigger than me. We had the same trainer, though, Bowie Fisher. Bowie Fisher's son lives in Delaware, lives in Middletown now.
Wow, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He can give you, his father trained Hasim Rockman. Remember when Holyfield headbutted him?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was Bowie Fisher training him when that big egg came up on his head.
So who were you training with when you went overseas and did the Ricky Hatton fight?
Both times I was training with Leon Tabbs and Dwight Triplett and Danny Davis, the guy that worked Bernard Hopkins, works all of them. Danny's on my Facebook. Good dude.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah, he trains Gay. I mean, he trained all the fighters, not Gay. Billy Briscoe trains him, but you know what I mean?
Billy Briscoe. He got the big old beard.
Yeah, that's my man.
Yeah, with the glasses, yeah.
Billy's a hell of a trainer. He came up under Wesley Monzone, who had all of them. The White Cowee had all of them, man. You know what I mean?
Talking way back. That's before my time even, yeah.
You know, the White was tough, man. But Wesley passed away, man. He was good people, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So how was you know, fighting in, you know, the United Kingdom? How was that experience like?
I mean, you know, those people are different than us, brother. The time's way different. The food's way different. I mean, it's hard to get adapted to that part of the country, the world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you did it a couple times too, didn't you?
I fought over there a couple times. Fought up Canada. Fought over Manchester, England twice. And you know, it just, I don't know, man.
So like boxing definitely take you places, especially with the traveling and going to different countries, man. So that's a good experience, right?
Took us everywhere. It took me out to Compton, California for the Contender. That's where we was at. You know what I'm saying?
In Compton?
Yeah, I mean, Compton's a city, though. Compton's like the size of Newark, Delaware.
It's big.
Yeah, it's pretty. You know, you know what I mean.
I lived out there for a little while. I never went to Compton.
No, it wasn't bad. No. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we never really went off the set, so I couldn't really tell you about the city. But you know what I mean.
Did they pay you good when you did Contender?
They paid me good on almost all my fights.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made a lot of money.
Didn't they pay you to do the show and to do the fights though?
They paid me to show and the fights, yeah, but so did my wife.
What you mean?
They paid her too.
Oh, she had a position. She had a position in the show.
Well, she was out there with us, so they, you know what I mean.
She's part of the talent.
She got half of what I got.
Oh, that's crazy.
You know,
that's where you started getting them big bucks.
Yeah, they had big money, man.
Yeah. Let me get the comments. Yeah, Chris G. He said Ray Robinson fought Ugas, I think too. Yeah, he did fight Ugas.
Yeah, he did.
Mm.
Yeah, Ray can fight, man.
All the Philly boys are tough.
Yeah, I mean, you know, all the Philly dudes come to fight. You know what I mean?
Well, who did you used to spar with that were the toughest in Philly?
I don't know, man. I sparred with all of them, brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I sparred with all of them. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them are gone now. You know what I mean?
Thanks.
But a lot of dudes I sparred up there were super tough. Fought everybody. Didn't, you know? Never backed down. You know, Philly guy, he never backed down from no fight. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's how it is.
I mean, them dudes, I don't care what their record was, and I don't care who the record was they were fighting. They go ahead and take that fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's how they get you. That's how they get you, because then you get you disadvantages. Like they set you up. You're the B side of a card. People don't realize how many disadvantages like the guy will come in with a lot against these big names that are trying to pad their records and stuff.
Oh, I know it. It happens all the time, man. You know what I'm saying?
It just depends on it just depends on how you get into the game, like how you're going to be treated. I guess some people are like really good, but they
look. My homie Lavander Johnson down from Atlantic City, right? He got killed by Jesus Chavez in the fights, right? but he had fought for the world title 4 times before he won it.
Yeah.
You know, and then he won it and then got killed the next fight out.
Yeah, there's some sad stories in boxing, honestly.
Oh man, there ain't a ton of sad stories.
You're not fighting no more, are you?
Nah, I'm done, man. I don't want to be near a boxing ring no more for the rest of my life.
Hey, let me ask you this. I asked Darnell Boone, and he responded with he wants real fights, and he wants legacy. So I asked him, like, he said his next fight is next month, and I asked him when lose or draw, if he had offers to do like exhibitions where he take, like, if he was called to do like an exhibition and not take real punishment, would you accept it? For like a payday?
I lost you a little bit.
Yeah, okay, yeah, it might be my connection. I was saying, if you got called to do like exhibitions, would you take them and not take real punishment?
I don't know, man. I don't even want to be in the ring no more, man. I was training these kids down knockout boxing, but I don't even want to do that no more, man. I mean, my thing is I've been in that ring most of my life, and I've been trying to dip and dodge punches, getting hit. You know what I mean? I don't want to get hit no more.
Yeah. Yeah, at some point you gotta stop hurting.
You know what I'm saying? All these guys that try to come back and do it, look what happens to Mike Tyson, all them dudes. If Floyd was to come back now, I'm telling you, it wouldn't be good.
I thought Floyd's still doing exhibitions, ain't he?
Yeah, he's still doing exhibitions, and he's not taking real punishment. See, the thing in this last one, like his last couple he did, he's like dancing and clowning and stuff. So like if he was in a real fight, he wouldn't be doing all that. So he's just having fun and getting a big payday.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't even want to be in there. I don't even want to be in the thing no more. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't want to be in there boxing with these dudes. Don't want to be doing that. You know what I'm saying?
You turned pro in 96.
Yeah, think about that. Yo, think about that. That was 27 years ago.
That's wild.
You know what I mean?
96. Yeah.
Yeah, I was 18 years old, man.
Yeah. You were already with Keith when you were that young?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, that's how I know you through Keith. You still talk to Keith?
Yeah, he ain't in good health now though.
Yeah.
Yeah, Keith ain't in good health, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so like how'd you cause I know you from Tennessee, so how'd you first link up with Keith, like when you moved down here to Delaware?
Well, so when I first moved, my dad is from Elkton. My mom's from, like I said, up North Jersey, but when I first started boxing in like 89, when I moved up here from Tennessee, it was with a guy in Elkton named Willie Rice. And he took me to a guy named Con Shanahan, who's dead now. You know what I'm saying? And then we moved back to Tennessee, and then I got in some trouble and stuff. And then my mom said she was moving up here. So I moved up here, and my brother was boxing down Top Erie's gym in Delaware City. So I went there. I said, you know what? I'm going to go back to boxing. I got out of Ferris, and Coach Ward had told me, Mike, you ought to go make money with your hands. If you know what I mean? If you're going to use them, you ought to make money with them. So I went down to Joe's, and a week later he had me a fight. Then I fought like just in 95, I think I fought 28 times. That's it. I mean, that's what I did. I just fought, but he just put me in the fights. And then I didn't turn pro until May or June. I think it was June of 96. But I just came off a loss. Matter of fact, when I had a fight, I had a amateur boxing show at Bart's school. I got beat. I lost a decision, a real close decision, right? And the week later, we were fighting in Scranton. I fought a kid named Ed Dalbert, knocked him out in the second round.
That's wild.
You know what I mean? I mean, that's how it was. You get me a fight, I'm showing up. I'm rumbling. You know what I mean? And I went hard until 2004. I lost 2 fights in 2004. I was 1-2. I won 1 fight, lost 2 fights. One was the Sean B. Mitchell, one was the Ricky Hatton. And then in 2005, I had a fight. I think I had 2 fights. I won 1 and lost a split decision. And I was like, man, I think I'm taking off. And then they called me for the contender for the second season. And I was like, fuck. So then I went out there and fought and knocked out Ebo. But I tore my rotator cuff in that fight with Ebo. And I fought Grady Brewer, right? And I came home. They had to give me an operation on my shoulder. They gave me 4 pins, but the contender paid for it. Man, that operation hurt, man. I was messed up, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's always something.
So they offered me a fight to fight on the finals out there in California on the show, but we put a show on back here. I beat this Mexican kid, and then then I got out of the contract with the contender people, and then did my own thing.
Yeah, you've made more money after that probably anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like I was making money. I don't know. I started my own company though in 2005 when I lost to Ricky Hatton. I started my own company, and I was making a lot of money there. I mean, then I had to come back in 2009 because I owed the government some money. After all that money I was making on my construction, I had to make a comeback to pay my taxes.
Yeah, right. You had your own construction company. I thought that's what you were doing now.
Yeah, no, not. I'm back in the union now, but I had to shut everything down because of taxes, man. Yeah. They look, man. They don't want to lose a penny out there, brother. You know what I mean? The government don't want to lose a penny, and if they get their eyes on you, you're gone. They got you.
Yeah.
You know, that was like in boxing too, though.
Yeah.
It's Mike Tyson. That dude made all that millions and hundreds of millions of dollars. That dude. Yeah. And now he's doing good now though, because he's got that weed farm. But
yeah, he got a bunch of stuff going on now. He's doing the right thing nowadays. He got on that DMT. He got on that spiritual type time. And he's making
I'm happy for him, man. You know, Bobby Stewart, distant cousin of mine's the only reason you see him fighting. He was a prison guard over at Tryon, the prison camp, and I just talked to Bobby too. He's the reason that you got Mike. He took him to Customato.
That's what happened. That's how he got there.
That's how he got there, because of Bobby.
Wow. Yo,
you know what I mean?
Tied together with this boxing stuff.
Look it up. It said, look at who started Mike Tyson in boxing. It'll say Bobby Stewart.
Yeah, Mike Tyson does a lot of podcasts now too.
I know he does.
Yeah.
I like Mike.
Yeah, everybody likes Mike now.
Yeah. I mean, he got himself together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, he come from a place in Bedford-Stuyvesant up there in Brooklyn, man. I mean, that's dog eat dog up there. You know what I'm saying?
Cool.
And for him to make it, Zab, Judah, and the rest of them to make it the way where they made it, I mean, you got to salute them. You know what I mean? You got to salute them.
Zab Judah. You never had to fight Zab Judah.
Nah, so look. I fought Teron Millette. If you remember the video Country Grammar with Nelly, remember that video?
Yeah.
The guy holding the belt and the baby.
Yeah,
that's Teron Millette.
Okay,
because they're from the same neighborhood.
Okay,
and you can watch it on you. I mean, I fought him. That was Teron Millette's last fight. I stopped him in the 3rd round, but he had fought Zab Judah. He dropped Zab when they fought, but Zab came back and stopped him. But he wasn't the same Teron Millette that was knocking out Vernon Forrest in the Nationals, but because Teron Millette knocked Vernon Forrest out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He lost a decision to Shane Mosley in the Nationals too. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But Teron came to fight everybody, but I don't know how he's doing now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let me get in these comments, man. Chris G, he says, I really enjoyed listening to Mike. Really good insight.
My man.
Yeah. Chris G.
Yeah, like I said, man, he my co-host. He be doing the most episodes with me, man. Real knowledgeable guy. Like I said, he's the biggest Benavidez fan in the world, so he out there rooting for Benavidez.
Who's out there now? Who's the kids following now?
I mean, right now, I mean, you got J Rock up in Philly, right? My man. You got Scooter Fulton up there.
Boots.
Boots. You got Boots. Ron Ennis. I know his whole family since he was a kid. You know what I mean? I know all of them.
Yeah, and far as cool Kubo and Inoue is supposed to fight, but Inoue got injured or something like that, so that fight's been postponed. Like everybody was mad about that news, man. But I was concerned for Kubo because like he don't got a lot of power, and Inoue's got crazy power. So and he was just flying over to Japan to take that fight. So I was kind of worried for Kubo, but like I said, it's just postponed.
Yeah. But hey, he comes to fight though. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
I mean, he comes to fight, but I don't know about fighting out of your element though. That's hard to do, man. I'm telling you, I went over to England. I went out to California. That was hard. I mean, even though I knocked out Ebo, that was hard to do. Yeah, I was out of my element. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, and when I interviewed Boone a few days ago, here's what I learned. He told me when he fought Adonis Stevenson in the rematch, he was saying, okay, because Boone knocked out Stevenson the first time they fought. So he was saying when he had the rematch, when he went to Canada, he said soon as he got to Canada, he said they changed the weight at the last minute. He was like, so y'all changed the weight at the last minute. So basically, Stevenson had all the advantages. It was his hometown.
So many ways that
no doubt.
Yeah, so he was saying. Yeah, he was saying they had the judges, they had the ref, and he was saying when Stevenson was hitting a lot harder since he was at a higher weight. So he said when he got knocked down, he stayed down. He said he didn't get back up. He said he could have got back up, but he said he stayed down because he's in this guy's backyard, and they changed all the rules at the last minute. So like going to somebody else's backyard could be a challenge.
No, it's a real challenge, and because you got everything stacked against you. You know what I mean? Hey, let me tell you something. Darnell Boone had that happen his whole career, though. They stacked the corner against him. You know what I mean? The chips were stacked against Darnell. Darnell came to fight, man. I seen Darnell throw that overhand right, knock out a lot of dudes. Right. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's chosen to be that B-side. You're walking into mad obstacles that people don't even know.
But because when the judges and them see a hometown guy, they already know who's paying them. The promoter is the hometown guy's guy. You know what I mean? Right. They're the one paying, so they're already thinking, well, that's not our, that's not our guy. Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. And look, I want to add, since I'm from Maryland, so I ride with Tank Davis all day. But
his trainer Kenny. What's Kenny's last name?
Ellis.
That's my main man. He's great people. Great trainer too.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah. And so Tank and Ryan, okay, they fight next month, but Tank, he's got so many advantages in the contract. He's got a rematch clause advantage. So if Tank wins, he can move on. If Ryan Garcia wins, Tank can exercise the rematch clause. Then he's got a rehydration clause. So it's like Ryan Garcia was saying, he's got a lot of advantages against him, but he still signed a contract because he wants his fight.
Yo, no doubt. I mean, Ryan Garcia can fight, right? Mm-hmm. I ain't putting it past him, but I think Tank is going to bring that heat to him. Yeah. I mean, he's a Maryland dude. I know Kenny, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pulling for Kenny's fighter. Kenny got a lot of good fighters down there, though. It ain't the only one. You know what I mean? Yeah. You got Andrew Council down there too, though. Mm-hmm. I don't know where Andrew's at. He fought Bernard Hopkins for the world title. He got some tough fighters coming up. You know Andrew Council?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, he's a middleweight. He fought.
He's been involved with boxing, honestly. Like he just got me back into it, but like I haven't even been back east. I'm in Colorado.
Oh, that's where you're at now?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah.
I did Colorado for a second, and I went to Wyoming, and I came back to Colorado. So yeah, I'm stuck in Colorado for a while. I like it out here. Those people, I ain't going back east, honestly.
Oh yeah,
I like to be like from the East Coast and just rep it real hard from elsewhere.
Yeah, but let me tell you, it's cold out here, man.
Yeah,
it's cold and fucking. You know what I mean? I'm going to Rhode Island the next day or two, man.
Yeah,
up there working.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah,
that's where the work's at.
I had a good ass job just out here. Like that's all I ever had. Yeah.
What you think about Demetrius Andre? Because Demetrius Andre is from Rhode Island, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he trains at my man's gym.
What you think about him as a fighter?
I mean, he's fast. He can pop that jab. You know what I'm saying? He fought Canelo tough.
He didn't fight Canelo. Nah, he didn't fight Canelo. Nah, he didn't fight Canelo.
Who just fought Canelo?
I'm not even sure. I know Canelo got a fight with John Ryder coming up. But Canelo lost to Bivol.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah, he moved up in weight for that fight.
I thought Andre had fought him, Demetrius. No. He trains at my boy Gary Belletto's gym.
That's where you're going up there to see now?
Yeah, I'm going up there in a day tomorrow or the next day to work, but it's a Rhode Island is like the size of Wilmington.
Is it the whole?
Yeah, it ain't that big.
The only state that's smaller than Delaware.
The only state that's smaller. That's what I'm saying. So I'm heading up there. But let me tell you something. Boo Boo can fight though.
Yeah. But see, here's the thing. I seen Andre fight on Tank's undercard 2 months ago. You know, Tank just fought in DC, so that was my first time seeing Andre in person. Now I like him, but he just had his career has just been so funny, man. Because like it seemed like he's had a lot of promotion issues. He was only fighting like once a year. You know, had long layoffs and stuff.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Demetrius got a tough style. He's fast. He can box. Mm-hmm. He's hard to hit. People don't want to fight guys like that. It's hard to get guys fights like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How many losses does Andre have?
He don't have no losses. He's undefeated.
He's undefeated. Yeah. Okay. So look, people don't want to fight guys with styles like that.
Yeah. I'll say this, man. The winner of Plant and Benavidez to me could take on Andre if.
No doubt.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: Benavidez is way bigger than Plant, and I think he's way bigger than Andre, ain't he?
Yeah, David Benavidez is a big dude, and he was saying,
I know he is.
Yeah, he was saying if he can't get these fights, you know, like Andre, Charlo, he's saying he's just going to move up and wait and look on for other options. But yeah, Benavidez is a big dude, but at the weigh-in, he didn't look that much bigger than Plant.
Oh, he didn't?
To me.
Yeah, but I mean that Benavidez is a strong ass dude. Now look, every fighter has an off night. You know what I'm saying? If he has an off night tonight, Plant and Plant don't, then it's a wrap. But I think don't Plant got a loss though?
Plant lost to Canelo.
Canelo. That's right. Yeah, he got stopped, right?
Yeah, he got stopped, but that's his only loss.
Yeah. And Canelo, I mean, look what Floyd did to Canelo.
Yeah, and I was just talking.
Nobody gives him enough credit for that because that was way he made Canelo look like he couldn't even fight.
Facts, I know he did. Floyd beat the brakes off of him. He knew it was a come to you guy. Ain't nobody gonna beat Floyd on a come to you. I mean, look, Cotto gave Floyd a tough fight coming to him, but you know what I mean. And so did Castile, but Jose Luis Castile in the first fight did, but you know what I mean.
Kind of beat Mayweather once. Nobody really that first fight. He kind of won that fight.
Yeah, I thought a lot of people thought he did. I mean, you know what I mean. The second fight he pulled away, but the first fight, man, that was you know what I mean. That was wild. That was some wild scoring. But hey, look, I mean, I'm happy for Floyd. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I love Floyd. Yeah, when I used to work for a fight, like Ben and Floyd are real tight, and I'm cool with Tyner. Which is he's at the Kronk gym, but he's like money team or whatever. He's with Floyd all the time. I love Floyd. Anybody who knows anything about boxing and acts like Floyd can't fight, they don't know what they're talking about.
Nah, that dude can fight, man.
Best fighter ever. Like he really is.
Yeah, I remember watching the show 30 Days in May when he was talking about his little prison stint. He was saying, Miguel Cotto was a tough fight for him.
Yeah, and that was a little honestly, that was a little late because Cotto was in probably a little bit before that. Like if they'd have fought a little bit before that, when people really wanted them to fight.
Well, see,
all them a little late. But I mean,
Floyd did the right thing about testing Pac-Man. Pacquiao, let me tell you something.
Oh, yeah.
When he first came up, his first 10 fights, I think his record was like 6-3 or something.
He got knocked out early on, like twice.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And you know, once he got tested, look how he looked against Floyd. He looked like garbage.
I know, and that was late too. Everybody knows that was late.
Yo, and that dude came up from 118 pounds all the way to 154 pounds.
No, that's not. You can't do that, really. Like on your.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, so do you think Pacquiao could been on something?
I
think so. I think that's why he didn't take that test. Yeah, Look it up against Floyd. You know what I'm saying? I think he did take the test, but look how he looked.
Yeah, Floyd made Pacquiao look easy. You know, that that fight did like the highest pay-per-view numbers, but Floyd made Pacquiao look so easy, man. That fight was
Easy.
easy work, man.
Gotta love boxing to watch Floyd fights and shit. Like people may act like you're not gonna catch no knockouts, but you gotta like love the sport though. Like,
yeah, that's. But what I'm saying is, Pacquiao, he did. So he had a good management team. Like when he fought Cotto had to lose weight. Margarito had to lose weight. Ricky Hatton, they all had to come to his demand. Floyd didn't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Floyd always said, you know, he was the A side, so you know he had everything in his favor. Yeah,
much.
Pac-Man was the B side in that fight, and look what happened.
That's what always happens.
And look what happened when Marquez knocked him out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he got up and made easy work of Marquez.
That was it.
No, Marquez knocked him out though.
First time,
knocked Pacquiao out.
Oh, Pacquiao, yeah, for sure, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is really
Floyd beat the shit out of Marquez, and I knew that was going to happen because that's the style. Same thing with Pacquiao. I told everybody that's a bad fight for Pacquiao. He shouldn't even take it because Floyd will beat him. I won a lot of money on both those fights. But
if Pacquiao didn't get knocked out by Marquez, see, then they could have had the Floyd fight when everybody wanted it.
I know, but Pacquiao should have never even took that fight, man. Because look, here's what happened.
Did you see what Floyd made Marquez look like? He couldn't fight.
I already know, but what happened against the Marquez Pac-Man fight? Pac-Man tried to fight Marquez not being on whatever he was on, and look what happened. He wanted to see how that would work.
Yeah, it wouldn't work. It doesn't work.
You feel what I'm saying? And there's what happened. He got clobbered.
You can tell.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
His early career, he was a little tiny guy that got beat a lot, and then he turned into this Terminator dude later on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He turned into a straight killer, but a lot of guys out there, look, James Toney, he beat John Ruiz, but he came back and failed that drug test. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're getting better with it now. They're catching more people.
Hey, my guy, I'm getting Chris comments too, but Chris G, man, he's like an expert on this PD stuff, man. He's got us saying 90% of boxers on PDs and they just don't get caught. He's saying they like he can explain all that, man. But let me get into his comments, man, because he's commented a lot. So he said he's talking about Tank and Ryan Garcia. So he said Tank got a catch weight clause, rehydration clause, one-sided rematch clause, and no tune-up allowed for Ryan clause. But what he means by that, he was trying to say that Ryan Garcia was supposed to have a tune-up fight before going into the Tank fight, but he was saying there were some rumors being said that Tank's team they were saying some stuff like that. He can't even take a tune-up if he wants his fight. I don't know, but that's just what he's saying.
Wow.
I mean that could be. Hey, listen, and that right there tells you if he agreed to that, then Tank's already won the fight mentally because he's already got him to submit to all the stuff that all these things he's saying right there, the catch weight, rehydration, blah blah blah, rematch clause, no tune-up. If he took all that, that's on him, man. That's his fault. Don't complain after the fact, brother.
But hey, and Ryan Garcia has been doing a lot of interviews complaining about this stuff. He's been.
That's what I'm saying. But if he then don't take the fight.
Yeah, it's about the money.
Hey, Mike. So let me ask you this: if you had these like clauses and stuff against you, you wouldn't take the fight.
The drink, so y'all chop it up.
All right. So if you had these clauses against you, you wouldn't take the fight.
I mean, if there's something that I don't feel comfortable with, nah, I'd say, well, forget it. We'll see you on the next one.
Got you. Yeah, let me get
to what I'm saying.
One. Yeah, I feel you, man.
That's all. I mean, if Tank can get him to bow down to these demands and he takes them, that's on him.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you. So Chris G said to me, he looks 1 to 1.5 inches taller than Plant. He might have a 1 to 1.5 inch reach advantage as well. He's talking about Benavidez and Plant.
Now, listen, here's the deal with Plant and Benavidez. I think Plant's a little bit faster for him. He can have all the reach he wants, but if Plant can move inside, use his jab, let his hands go, and get out of the way because he's faster, you're going to know in the first 2 rounds who is going to dictate the fight by speed. If Plant don't slow down, if he's faster and don't slow down, Benavidez is going to have a tough night. But if he catches Plant, I think that's where it's going to be a problem.
Facts. I agree with everything you said, man. Plant's got speed. He's got a good trainer and bred, man. He's good with his footwork. And Benavidez is just that come forward fighter. Through a lot of combinations. So a lot of people saying, you know, this is I feel that I'm
Philly.
Oh yeah. Yeah. He's from Philly. Yeah. I know.
see him at the gym sometimes.
Yeah, he's from Philly, man. Good trainer. And yeah, so I feel at first I was feeling like this is a easy fight for Benavidez, but as it got closer, I'm like, maybe this is a tough fight. But a lot of people are saying this is a 50-50 fight, man.
I mean, it depends. I mean, you're going to know in the first couple rounds if who's got the speed advantage. Whoever's got the speed advantage and can get off without getting hit and hurt, that's who's going to win. Benavidez is a come to you guy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If Plant can use his legs and box but Plant has to get his attention and has to get, you know, Plant has to be able to hit him with a shot that gets his attention to keep him from coming full steam ahead. Because that Benavidez comes ahead fast, he comes ahead hard, he throws hard punches. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I don't know if Plant can withstand that. That's the, you know, the issue with the fight.
Yeah, but see, and you know, Plant was, you know, stopped by Canelo, and
that's
you know,
what I'm
Canelo.
saying.
Yeah, Canelo's got power. Benavidez got power as well. So it's tough for me. It's tough for me to pick, but I'm rolling with Benavidez. But like you said, man, Plant does got a lot of things in his favor in this fight as well.
Plant does got a lot of things. I mean, if he's able to box and use his legs and stay in the middle of the ring, once his back touches those ropes, it's over.
Yep.
You feel what I'm saying? It's over.
Yeah, and they were saying that Plant requested a big ring for this, so I'm feeling he's gonna move around as much as he can.
That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna try to stay away from the guy and keep him in the middle of the ring. As soon as he starts finding himself closer to the corner or on the ropes, he's done.
Yep.
That's where he don't want to be. He wants to keep him in the middle of the ring, giving him angles left to right, bang, 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 chopping it up with him. You know what I mean? But once he gets once he gets against the ropes, if the pressure gets him, he's done.
Facts. And he boxed beautifully against, you know, Anthony Durrell, man. He uses footwork. Yeah. He had a knockout of the year against Anthony Durrell, man.
And Anthony's a tough kid, man.
Yeah. I met Anthony too, man. I got a picture with Anthony, and I met him in Jersey too at a fight a few years ago. He fought
the boy from Delaware, Kyron, whatever.
Kyron Davis. Yep.
They got a draw. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Kyron is a good. Yeah. Kyron fought Benavidez too.
I know he did. I think Benavidez stopped him, right?
Yep. He stopped him. Yep.
Yeah, that's what but Benavidez, that's what I'm saying. He can punch, man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But he ain't as fast as most of them,
right?
But he don't slow down. That's the problem.
Yeah, his combinations. Are crazy. Man.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. He ain't as fast as most of them, but look, he keeps that pressure on you punching, and them punches hurt. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that Plant, if he can stay away from me, he'll do all right. But once he gets hit and gets cut or something, he's done.
Facts. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? He's done.
Yeah.
And I like Plant. Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just being honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you're rooting for him, man. If you're from Tennessee, man.
He from my home. He from around my hometown.
Yep. And that was the first thing I was going to mention, man. Like, it's like how come like it don't seem like we have a lot of fighters from Tennessee, but you refresh my memory, man.
Let me tell you something. So down south, the boxing ain't as big as up here. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And down south, I mean, look, it ain't as big as it is up here. I mean, Vernon Forrest was from Atlanta. I mean, you got Teron Millette and Devin Alexander and them from St. Louis, but St. Louis always had the Spinks from out there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But the boxing is in the majority of it is in the bigger cities up north.
Got you.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, I know Big Baby Miller just returned, and if I'm not mistaken, he had one of his return fights in Tennessee. If I'm not mistaken, man. Let me see
Yeah,
something. Big
yeah, I'm
Baby
not
Miller.
sure.
Yeah, I think he did. I'm looking at real quick. Yeah, it says NBC Suits Nashville. It says Murfreesboro or something like that. Murfreesboro. You familiar with that?
Murfreesboro.
Okay, yeah. So he did. He fought there.
Yeah, see, now here's the reason why. The commissions down there are so weak. They can put it. Who'd he fight?
I don't know, man. He, like I said, he just started making a little comeback after his little PED stint.
Yeah.
The name is, let me see.
It ain't gonna be a name you know.
Derek Cardenas. I'm not familiar with him.
Not me neither. I don't even know who it is. I had to look on BoxRecs to see it.
Yeah. So, like I said, he's just making a little comeback, but he did just knock out Lucas Brown in Dubai, I think.
Who did?
Big Baby Miller.
Oh, he did knock out Lucas Brown. Yeah, but Lucas has been he's done, man.
Yeah, it was a bad knockout. But the thing is, man, since Big Baby returned, man, he's huge. Like he looks like bigger, like than he normally was. But they saying that because those PEDs wore off, so now he's like he's big, but he's like an out of shape big.
I believe it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, man, let me tell you something. Them heavyweights, they think, them dudes think they ain't got to do what they should have to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like that Tyson Fury, right? Like that dude's big. He looks awkward and stuff, but he is awkward. He's fast, and his balance ain't that bad. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like he's got good balance, and he's beating these dudes up.
Yeah, and man, I'll say this, man. That fight with Tyson Fury and Wilder, the trilogy, man, that was like a fight of the year, man.
I know it was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they traded knockdowns, but that Tyson Fury, man, to me, like he's one of the best. Like he's a trash talker and everything. He acts clownish, but he's like one of the best, man. He's got the footwork, like a guy that big, like almost 7 feet. He can move good to be a heavyweight, man.
It's just hard to beat a guy that's big and lanky and awkward. He's awkward. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody's done that to Deontay Wilder, man. Nobody.
No, that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he beat the brakes off Deontay,
man. And that second fight, whew.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The heavyweights, and they always make the most money too, I think.
Oh yeah, they people pay to see big dudes beat the brakes off each other. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah. I know. When he fought Dylan White, Dylan White didn't show up to no press conference because he didn't like to pay that because Tyson Fury got like 29 to like 32 million or something like that, and Dylan White only got, from what I heard, it was like 8 to 10. So to me, that's a good payday. But the split was still a bit, but the split was just so different. So he didn't show up to no press conferences.
That's where it starts with the mental when you already know you're.
Yeah, but see, that's a mental thing that Tyson had already got him on.
Yeah,
showing him you're second to me.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You're always second to me because I'm making the most money, and that gets people.
You've been both of them though. Did it feel weird when you had to switch over to like a B?
I mean, when going from 20 grand right down to 10 grand, I mean, you know what I mean? But to get a win and, stuff like that, they stay busy, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just boxing, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's a money thing.
Yeah, it's all about the money. And a person's body can only take so much of it, man. I think I had 60 pro fights. I should have retired earlier, but you know what I mean? I kept wanting to do it because that was in my blood, and then but once I got out of it, I never want to go back.
No, at this point, why?
You know what I'm saying? Once I got out, I never want to go back. I'll never go back. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let me get these comments real quick. So Chris said Manny got brutally KO'd, and then Floyd made the fight. I still think Floyd would have won, but I think that brutal KO took something out of Manny.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, well, of course it did. That gave Floyd won the mental battle against him. He showed him you're second to me.
Yeah, that always is going to affect you.
You know what I'm saying? He was saying, look, you got knocked out by the dude. I beat the brakes off the dude. You're second to me.
Yeah.
And he weighed it, and that's what happened. That's how mind in over boxing happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's tricky.
So you know what I mean? It is what it is.
Yeah. Let me get to these next ones. Sunshine McMullen in the building. She says salute. You know, big shout out to Sunshine. You know, prayers out to her, man. She, you know, she's going through some radiation. Appreciate her, you know, tuning in.
What? Cause she got cancer.
Yeah, right? She got cancer, man. So she, you know,
if you got cancer, all you gotta do is cut sugar all the way out of your diet, 100% totally, which is hard to do because they put sugar in everything. And take large amounts of CBD oil. Bang, get rid of cancer. My buddy is got cancer.
Yeah, good.
Yep.
Yeah. Chris G, he says Benavidez has super quick hands and Plant has super quick legs. Facts.
Well, I mean, Benavidez has super quick hands to guys his weight. Remember something, Plant has super quick legs to guys his weight. Plant is coming up, ain't he?
Yeah, I'm honestly not sure. But one thing, when Plant fought Canelo, for some reason, I always thought Plant was a lot smaller. But when they came face to face, like for their like promotion and stuff, Plant looked just as big as Canelo or bigger to me.
Yeah, but Benavidez is bigger than Plant.
Yeah, he is, man. He is.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I mean, Benavidez, like I said, he's strong. He's gonna try to maul him. You know what I'm saying? Even though he's got fast hands and all that, that's what he's gonna try to get close to let his hands go. And like I said, Plant has to stay in the middle of the ring, use his jab, and try to keep him turning all night. As soon as he ain't turning and Benavidez catches him, it's over.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, man. You know, we got a lot of brothers that turn pro in the sport of boxing. You got the Klitschko's, you got Tyson Fury's and his brothers. You know, it's a lot of brothers. So like how you and your brother get into it? Like who turned pro first?
Podcast guy, didn't he? His brother just beat the one of those Logan Pauls or one.
His brother I know their trainer BJ Flores, but look how my grandpa got us involved in boxing. But I turned pro first because my brother was in prison for shooting somebody. He shot somebody.
Okay. Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? And I was already pro by the time he got out.
Gotcha.
And then, you know, he got in a little bit more trouble. He was in and out of prison for a while. So, you know what I mean?
Okay. He's not boxing anymore. I'm sure.
Nah, he's done. He's done. He just never trained like I did. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He could punch, and that was a problem. Guys, they can punch, they don't want to train.
Yeah. So your brother fought a heavyweight, right?
Yeah, and he's only my size.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
He was at like 175 when I seen him in Ocean City.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But he's only my size, though. He should have fought 147, 154. But he just didn't want to train like he should.
But but you were the biggest name we had in Delaware when it comes to pro boxing, man.
I had the most fights down here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, 10-round fights and stuff, 12-round fights. I had the most.
A lot of people.
If you look up my record and do my win losses to anybody else's, I'm the top guy.
That's right, man.
Delaware. You know what I'm saying?
Is there any kids from Delaware? Nobody's doing anything from Delaware now, huh?
Nah, they're all most of them. Kyron Davis.
Yeah, Kyron Davis is probably like the only one that I really know of. Yeah, because you know he's like I said, he's fought Durrell on TV, he's fought Benavidez on TV. So yeah, I would say it's Kyron Davis might be like the biggest name from Delaware right now.
Yeah, he's big, but that's it, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let me get into this next comment. Sunshine, she says, I appreciate that and thank you. I hear you on the sugar.
yeah. That's
what cancer feeds on, sugar.
Yeah.
People don't tell you that. I'm here to tell the truth about this shit, though. I'm telling you, cut sugar out of your diet. Cancer will have nothing to feed on. Has to slow down to a halt. Stop.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. And all type. That's why I'm in Colorado. That's why I'm allowed to smoke weed out here. God damn it. Right. And
man. So like, I had a question. So like who was your toughest fight? Like out of everybody fought. Yeah, like in your career, like who was your toughest fight, or which fight
Man,
like brings you back the most memories?
hey, let me tell you something. They were all tough fights to me, man.
Okay.
And I don't care if it lasted 1 round or 12 rounds. They were all tough fights for me, brother.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? I mean, they because everybody I fought, they came to take my head off.
Like,
you know what I mean? And look, when I was coming up, I came with the Philadelphia mentality. You hit me, I'm hitting you back. You know what I'm saying? And that was a lot of my fights, just duking it out with people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And speaking of Philly, man, J-Rock has a fight coming up, man. And I'm telling you, I'm worried for J-Rock, man, because J-Rock doesn't have the best chin. But I don't know if you're familiar with Carlos Adames, but this dude is got crazy power. And
Yeah,
I'm like, a lot of people are saying, man, this is a bad move for J-Rock, because J-Rock was undisputed or something, not undisputed. Yeah, he had 2 belts. Then he lost it.
He beat the boy from Maryland, didn't he?
Yeah, Hurd. Yeah, he beat Hurd. Yeah, so he beat Hurd. So he got 2 belts. Then he lost it. He lost it in his first title defense. And then he lost another fight. So his J-Rock's last fight was actually on YouTube prelims.
Yo, yeah.
Yeah, it was on YouTube prelims. So that was kind of
J-Rock's on my page.
Yeah. I rocks with J-Rock. I rocks with him, man, for sure. Like, I met J-Rock. I got 2 pictures with J-Rock. I met J-Rock twice, at the Tank fights that, Tank had. So, but I'm concerned for him in this fight, man. Like, if check out Carlos
He's
Adames,
from down Schuler's gym. I mean,
money. It's always about money. If it's not a good fight, they're paying him real well or something.
Hey, man, I want to see. I don't want to see J-Rock get hurt, but J-Rock got a lot of talent. I known him a long time, and I pull for him every time he fights, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, he's good. He's a good fighter, man. Fighter. To me, he just doesn't have the best chin, man. That chin worries me in this fight, man, because this dude he's fighting got crazy power, man.
Yeah, I don't even see. I'm not up to date like I used to.
I'm not really like that anymore. What are the odds?
I retired in 2012. It's been 11 years, man. I just, you know what I mean? I'm telling you right now, I'm not up to date like I used to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just ain't. I don't stay. I mean, if I see J-Rock's fight and I'm pulling for him, or somebody that I know, you know what I mean, then I'll tune in. But
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, he'll be fighting on Showtime. He'll be fighting in Minnesota. I can't remember what the date is. I think it may be June or something like that.
Over because the HBO doesn't even have boxing anymore, do they?
Nah.
Wow.
I'll stop over to Schuler's and see. I think he's still over there.
All right.
You know what I mean? I'll get with Rock and see. You know what I mean? Oh, hey, my wife's calling me though.
All right, man.
Hey, it was a pleasure talking to you, dude.
All right,
For sure, man. You know where I'm at. All right,
man. Appreciate it.
All right, brother.
Have a good one.
All right. Let me give you this comment. My guy Chris G, he says, plan has always been at 168. Benavidez has fought at 175 before early in his career.
Yeah, there's money involved in that. There always is. Yeah. That's what's up to get Mike on here and get back into boxing thinking about all this boxing stuff, talking to you and stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. For sure. Like I said, man, I will. Like I said, I didn't think we was gonna do this, man, but salute to you for talking me into it, man.
I'm all about that podcast type time these days, and everything started yours, and like I'll go back to my boxing roots or whatever. Yeah, I mean, just hit him a couple of times. He's a good dude, and he was willing to do it. I know that back home, if anybody knows about boxing back home, Mike Stewart. I mean, he was the biggest name we had. He had lots of people that would come out to his fights, man. I'm glad he got to come on for sure, bro.
Yeah. Cause I remember being there when he was fighting. Everybody hollering, "No joke, no joke."
Isn't that where I met you at, or was it Amir's fight?
I think it may have been Amir's.
It was in Delaware at Dover Dam. It was a Mike Stewart fight.
It was one of them, man. It's been a minute, it's been a minute since we've been talking, man. So
I know, right? I'm not even they don't really have I was looking Colorado's not a big boxing state. They don't have a lot of boxing events.
Not
from Vegas though.
Yeah. We get all those big fights, Vegas, California, New York, those are the Mecca states of boxing in the in the US. So
facts. and then
Yeah.
HBO not even having boxing. See, that's fucked me all up because when I was in the boxing industry, like HBO was the top guy. Everything's
Yep.
changing. Everything's changing with the televised parts of it. People don't know boxing is it's all everything, man. It's like about money, 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 and whatever
Yeah.
the money goes, and it changes. And yeah, if you don't like catch on, if you don't get it, if you're not one of the early ones to realize something, and then you don't take advantage of it, who knows what these guys are doing now to get on TV.
Yeah. And here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. Al Heyman, Al Heyman only has he has Showtime and he's like part time with Fox.
I
But
thought
here's the so
what the
here
BBC or whatever.
Yeah, it's PBC. So here's the thing with Al Heyman. So like when Heyman first started PBC, like 2015, 2016, he had mad networks. Everybody was like, including you. He was saying he was trying to monopolize the sport. So he had ESPN, he had Spike TV, he
Yeah,
had Bounce, he had Showtime, he had Fox Sports One. Now the only network that Al Heyman fighters are really fighting on is Showtime. And the thing is, Al Heyman has such a huge roster of fighters. That's why all these fighters are only fighting once a year.
he's
You know what
messed.
I'm saying?
He's got his business messed up. They need to figure out the next whatever and have it
Exactly.
on the internet or whatever.
So he had Bounce. You don't see him on Bounce no more. You don't see him on Spike no more. You don't see him on NBC. So they said he burned a lot of bridges with these networks. Like he always promised these fighters this, and he promised he'll put them on this date, and it just never happened. So like now you don't see him on those channels no more. Now you only see it Showtime.
He made his thing with Mayweather. He got with Mayweather early,
Yep.
and he's top of the sport. But I guess you got to figure out this part. You got to figure out this TV part. The boxing
Yep.
changed so much since Floyd has left, huh? Because that's kind of when I stopped watching boxing, kind of.
Yeah. So we got so Al Heyman really only has Showtime, but then you got De La Hoya, Eddie Hearn, they on the zone, so they getting a lot of fight, a
Golden
lot
Boy.
of fights.
I'm talking about Golden Boy has what do they do with their fighters on TV?
They put them on the zone, they do a lot of good fights. You know what I'm saying? So
Well, what network do they have their big fights at?
on the zone,
Oh, okay.
yeah, on the zone. So
That's a network on TV, DAZN.
yep.
I don't even watch TV no more, bro.
Yeah, it's really an app. Yeah, it's an app, but that's where Eddie Hearn and Oscar De La Hoya, all those fighters fight on the zone. And they put together a lot of good cards.
Sort of, right?
Huh?
Oscar hasn't fought in a long time.
Yeah, man. But Oscar's just doing, he ain't fought in a while. He's just doing, the promotion thing now.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, he did hint something about him having a return, but yeah, he don't need to be doing it.
Nah, these people are too old. Like it's wild to even like think of.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's like people put their whole life into one thing, and then when it goes away, they have no idea what to do, what to go from there. Like, thank God, like some like Mike and other these guys like have their heads on straight still when they get out of it, and they can like transition into some other life that's like dope, like Mike Tyson's doing now.
Yeah. Yeah, but De La Hoya, like I said, man, he got Ryan Garcia. So Ryan Garcia's, like I said, he's one hell of a fighter. It's just that his, going into this fight with Tank next month, man, Tank just got so many advantages against him.
Right. So who's the pound for pound like list now? Who's the top 5 pound for pound fighters?
Man, some people say Bivol, some say it's Errol Spence, some say Canelo.
What?
Yeah, those
have a consensus. When Floyd was around, there was a consensus.
Yeah, like some say Crawford, but Crawford hasn't really fought, the best names. So yeah.
Really? Well, he has to have. Has he lost?
Nah, Crawford's never lost.
No.
And now I'm hearing rumors. I don't know if it's true, but they're saying Crawford and Spence is back on for like June, but I don't know if this is true. That's what I've been hearing, the past couple of days here. Everybody wants this fight, man.
And that will be pay-per-view. That'll be on pay-per-view.
Oh yeah, of course that's gonna be pay-per-view.
So now they probably charge like $75 for them fights, huh?
Yeah, that would be probably $75-$80 for that, man, for sure.
80, they charge 80.
Shit, it'll probably be $80 for this fight.
And if you wanted it HD, it'd be 120 or something like that.
Yeah, probably, yeah. The fight of this magnitude, shoot, yeah.
That's wild, bro. Fucking when Floyd was in the industry, man, it was everybody knew who the best fighter was. So I
Right.
guess nowadays they have all these arguments. That's
Yeah,
how,
man.
you know somebody was like levels above. Like if when they go away in the pound for pound list, you don't even know, like you don't even have a consensus on who's the best fighter in the world right now.
Right.
That's wild.
Yeah, that's so. Like I said, man, we got a huge roster of fighters, man. Like far as the upcoming young guys, man. Like I said, we got Boots, we got the Virgil Ortiz. So it's just so many fighters, man.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
what's the name? Virgil Ortiz fights the end of next month. So I'm thinking about flying out to Texas for that fight. Like I said, I got friends and family right down in Dallas, so I'm looking to make that happen for sure, man.
Do that. I'm saying I could teach you how I used to get in the fight. You got this podcast now. You can get in with press passes.
Oh yeah, yeah, man. I sent out actually when I went to see Virgil Ortiz 2 years ago. There's a guy that has he got a YouTube channel too, and like he got the cameras and everything set up. So I talked to him, and he gave me the email, to send out the email, and I emailed the lady, but I haven't heard anything back. But he was like, I got to be patient because they're already having fights they're putting together, and like they're real busy. So it's just like a waiting game, man, for me to hear back from them.
Yeah, you got to talk to the right people. It was usually like the publicist, I think, is who I would call, like or of the venue.
Yeah, yeah. It's actually
Yeah,
at
yeah.
I think it's like a college university or something like that they're having it.
Somebody
Yeah,
somebody's in charge of it. That's in charge of giving out the press passes, man. That's what you should do because yeah, I mean, I did a lot of cool stuff when I was doing like boxing. Man. I was in the boxing industry and I did press at like Madison Square Garden, Barclays Center, all that stuff, and went to the big fights.
yep,
It was a big part of my life. That's how I know Mike. I knew Keith Stover, who
yeah,
was manager. Yeah, yeah, who was like one of the biggest guys in boxing in Delaware, and I got into it with that. I did it in all types of places in Philly and stuff. And you could definitely do all that now, bro. You got the podcast. You could definitely get press passes and get in there and bring yourself a camera, bro, and jump right in with the people that still do it. You know,
yeah. Like I said, I did get one for it was just a local fight in Wilmington. But like I said, but far as like a big fight, yeah, I got a press pass for one in Wilmington. But like far as the big fights, I haven't made that happen yet. But the fact that I got one, in Wilmington, man, I can definitely try to
yeah,
get
yeah.
get one of these bigger
That shows you that you could do it, and then you just do it on a bigger scale next time.
facts,
You know what I mean?
facts,
That's
man.
what I did until I was at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah,
And you just have to see that you're doing the podcast and everything.
yeah,
You
and
listeners know.
yeah, Shakur Stevenson got a fight next month in Newark, New Jersey. So but I don't
Yeah,
know if I'm going to that. Hmm.
call them, get into it. If there's anything out my way, you could put my name on the list because I mean, like when I did it with Fight Hype,
Hmm.
Ben would just put us on. He would just call as the like owner of Fight Hype or whatever, and say he's got a guy, put his name, and they would give him the other person's name, which would be my name, and then I would go get the press pass. So you don't even have to necessarily be like where the fights are at. You just have to have somebody out there,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
have them do the video, and then you could put it up on a website with the podcast, bro. Get this thing going. You got me but like having to pay attention to boxing again, like
yeah,
seriously.
yeah.
I
I'm
can't.
saying, like I said, man, I'm a hardcore, but like just like when we just had Mike on, man, I learned so much from him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a hardcore, but I'm not a know-it-all. You know what I'm saying?
Right? Yeah, facts. I mean, when I was into it, dude, I was like a know-it-all with boxing. It's just been so long.
Yeah,
It's been years since I've like followed it because when I stopped doing that.
yeah, yeah. Like so, tell us for everybody that's tuning in, like tell us some of the people that that you interview because I already know, but yeah,
Oh, when I
just
did Fight Night, I interviewed a lot of big people. I did Oscar De La Hoya, Bernard Hopkins, Roy Jones Jr.
mm,
Anybody who was at the fights that was like how like Rosie Perez be at the fight. Like I interviewed what was the interview? It was just like a couple little questions, but I got
fight,
I
fight.
got a question out of like who's the mayor of New York? Giuliani, Rudolph Giuliani,
Okay,
and like did all the Philly guys like back at that time in Philly, it was
mm,
Mike Jones was big.
okay,
Uh, um,
yeah,
I don't know. So Steve Smoger was a really good friend of mine. Who was
Yeah, man. Rest in peace to, Steve Smoker, man. I was mad to hear him passing, man.
he was one of my like biggest like homies in boxing. Steve Smoker was a good dude. And Vic Diwasaki, who was a part of the commission. He's a referee and stuff in Delaware, Philly, and Florida,
Yep.
and I think New York. Maybe Vic was a good friend of mine, and Steve, man, I used to get
Yeah, man.
talking to
Yeah.
Steve. Yeah, that's sad that he passed away. A lot of these old guys have passed away now. Yeah, you're gonna have
Man.
new stuff.
Yeah. Rest in peace to Steve Smoker. Yeah, but yeah, man, your times, man, like when you was doing these interviews, like we didn't have StreamYard, man. Like StreamYard.
Klitschko.
Yeah.
Sean Porter, Fernando.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I said like you got Jones, man. I've been trying to get Jones, man. I never said it on camera, but I've been trying to get Jones, man. I know he's a busy guy, man. Like he's got a home in Russia and stuff like that. So I mean, I know he's a busy man. So
Get them numbers up, get them podcast numbers up, and then it talks. And
yeah, for sure, man.
I remember, met Sean Porter real early. Yeah, that's the fight I got Antonio Tarver at, because he was already a like a personality on doing TV.
Yep, because Tarver was doing some commentating here in Salisbury. Yep. Yeah, I remember that. Yep.
Teddy Atlas, got Teddy Atlas, and the guys from HBO, Jim Lampley, I think, or the other, and the ref, who's the Michael Buffer.
Yep. Yeah, I know you got pictures with Danny Garcia, Triple G, right?
Miguel Cotto. Miguel Cotto. I met. Danny Garcia was big then. That was the biggest guy then. Yeah,
Danny Garcia. Yeah.
They would have dope things because they would have like so for the big fights, they would have like these like press days, and it's like a press day. And I remember, so like if it's a Golden Boy fight, like Golden Boy do the press day in Philly, and we would go, and there was Oscar was there, and Bernard Hopkins was there. Bernard was fighting, actually. It was a Bernard fight. Yeah, it was a Bernard fight. So you get to go to the gym, and you get to like you get to do the video of them doing their workouts, doing their whatever gym, and then you get time to interview them. And it was dope. It was fun, man. You could do all that still, like.
Yeah, facts, man. Like I said, if I do go to this fight, next month with Virgil Ortiz, like I said, Oscar De La Hoya, he'll be there. So like I can try to definitely make something happen. If I can get back there to those guys, man, I can definitely,
it's a different element, Bob. You're fully capable of doing it. It's just like you go in there and you're pressed. So like really like what you gotta do is start a website that you post news on, and then you post the links to this just to have it. And then you send them the link, and then they'll see the podcast or whatever. And then, so you're basically boxing news. You become boxing news. Like the big ones out there when I was doing the Fight Hype, and my boy Ness with the boxing voice. I don't know if he's still probably big now. Probably still doing it, I'm sure.
Boxing Voice is still out there, man.
Yeah.
Boxing Voice is huge,
man. I got into it with Ness when I first met in New York at the Barclays Center, because something about an interview, and then we became like cool after that. They were like a competitor or whatever. But up in there and do that, and then you gotta go. You'll sit press row, but then your whole like this, it sucks kind of. You don't get to like enjoy the fight if you're a real big boxing fan. I remember I used to be like a big boxing fan. I would be wanting to pay attention to the fights, but I would always couldn't be doing it. I'd be on the computer, whatever, trying to get the interviews with the other fighters that just left or whatever, whoever's out there now. So you miss a lot of the fight, but you actually get to be like firsthand, like a part of it.
So for sure, man. I'm definitely looking forward, trying to get some press get some press passes, get out, to these huge fights for sure, man. Yeah. So man, we've been cooking, man. We've been doing this, almost an hour and a half. Like the first one,
we can edit if you want to.
Yeah, the first one we did an hour and 8 minutes. Like I said, man, like
that wasn't clips and stuff. Then we got to because if you put something on and you give me focus and I could talk about it. I remember, that was good. I wish they would have seen that, but you didn't even have that go up because YouTube won't let you do that. Got to learn the rules with the stupid clips with YouTube. You can put clips up in some capacity, but they're real stupid about like.
They got.
So you got to get the website right so that you can just broadcast from there, and that's how people will go watch it, and then you can do whatever you want. I think that's how it works.
Yeah. Facts.
Then we could do that and watch the fights and all that good stuff, bro. I'll get back into the new kids on the blog nowadays. and see what's going on with boxing now. And I'll watch some fights with you, bro.
All right, for sure,
All right.
man. All right, man. Looking forward. Like I said, this second episode we done. Like I said, this was longer than the first. Salute to Mike No Joke Store for coming on with us. Chopping it up. Salute to everybody in the comment section. Chris G been rocking with us. Charquenta, salute to her. Salute to Sunshine, man. So we appreciate everybody that tune in and rock with us for sure, man.
Podcast. I'm about to start doing some other different type of podcasts too. So I'm already like the whole podcast style, bro.
Yeah, like so everybody that's tuned in, man. I will be going live probably with my guy Wilton from Last Ones at the Bar. He should be tuning in with me later, to cover Plant and Benavides. So definitely be on the lookout because I probably will be on here, probably around 11:30 or something like that tonight. So, stay tuned, man. I'll be back.
I'm gonna pop on that and watch it too.
Yeah, man. Like Chase, man. We go ahead and close this one out, man. Hour and 30 minutes strong. Give us your social media so everybody know where to find you at, man.
I'm on. I haven't got it all separate. I'm on Facebook. Chase Pryor, Pryor, and Instagram, same thing. Yeah.
All right, yeah. So I'm gonna tag you. So people can definitely check this video out, man.
No doubt. Word. That's what's up. All right, bro.
All right, man. Yeah, y'all know where I'm at, man. I'm on IG's The Legend 3347, TikTok the same name, The Legend 3347. Facebook is Todd Finney, and you guys just witnessed episode 18 on the In This Corner podcast, man. We out, man. Peace.